behind. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet. Not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. Crank it up.
Hello again, everyone, and welcome back here to PTM Racing TV. The time has arrived here today as we are now heading off for our first of two main events here tonight. The first taking place down in Williams Grove Speedway here in Pennsylvania, where we're going to see the drivers of Battle of the Metal Racing League Dirt Series take center stage and fight it out on this very long and difficult to master track. Again, everyone, I am Christian Crusader Shriver, and welcome back to the show as always. We prepare to do battle here tonight as the drivers of PTM Racing Dirt Series now bring in the dirt stocks here onto the Williams Grove Speedway. This long, narrow, almost kind of paperclip style tracks. Who's going to really swing drivers left and right, be very difficult when it breaks down to that bottom end. A lot of drivers are going to try to go to that bottom, but they will break it down to where the point they'll have to go to the outside and find a little more coverage and hope for the best out there as we get settled in. Let's take a look at heat number 1 on our row here on the pole. That's the 69, Nick Kern. It is outside. Dustin Sonaker, the 66. Row number 2, it's going to be Matthew Hoffer, the 84, and the GoPro machine is outside. That'll be the Crusaders, number 14, Fox Racing machine. And finally, Devin Markham, the 43, rocking it on the back end. He is the points leader going into tonight. Can he continue to maintain that lead, continue to maintain his distance, more than a nice social distance around here? We'll find out here as we're getting ready to get the action going here. We're going out of turn 3 and 4. Pace truck comes off the track now. Drivers are set to fight it out amongst themselves. Here they come off of turn 3 into 4. Looking for the green flag. Looking for the charge, and let's wheel and deal them. Here we go. Green flag is out. We are underway at Williams Grove. And right off the start, the 14 already trying to push the 66 out of the way if you can't get him out of there. I don't know if that's what you're supposed to do around here, though. That's not exactly a very clean move, but it just shows you how difficult it is to make moves around here when you're going off the start. Every driver for themselves out of the gate here as they go wide, deep, 3 side by side. They're out of turn 3 and 4. Devin Markham with a run there on the very bottom end. That's certainly where most drivers want to go, but the 84 is blocking his rhythm to pull it back up. The 14 getting a good run off in the middle section here. It looks like the Crusader has the advantage just for now anyway. Charging him down across that back straightaway now. They'll lead him in as Mr. Nick Kern, the Pennsylvania boy himself, is your race leader. While everybody else tries to hunt him down, tries to fire him off on down the straights. The GoPro Spy Chevrolet machine, maybe 84, Matthew Hoffer, kind of trying to show that he is still got a little piece of it in him and still has a shot, possibly taking it to the boys and showing he can still run with the best of them. Remember, this man is a former season champion here in the PTM Dirt Series. He was the very second driver, the first one being Dakota Redmond. But the second one would go to Hopford, actually knocking down the Crusader Shriver by nearly 1 point. Thanks to that point system they had down there, the bonus points managed to geek up on the wins that Shriver had. Consistency outplayed him. And right about now, I don't think he's trying to remember too much of that, or much less trying to figure that one out here as the 43 and Markham continues to hold down the 84 of Hopford. They're going to hold down a little bit. Looks like Nick Kern's going to have a little company coming up. He'll have to try to hold down that bottom end as the 14 looks to charge now in. Drafting going to be a big factor here, but I'll tell you one thing is going to be a bigger factor. How long can you stay on that bottom lane before it gives out and goes away? You can see the Crusader, he is just diving in deep, trying to make it stick, and he's certainly getting a good chunk of it to stick. Off the bottom end, now the new Holland 69 is going to have a little bit of company of that Fox Racing 14 right beside him. Try around to back off, did not want to take him for a ride there. Managing to try to keep it clean somewhat, if you will. Kern, though, is still your race leader as the laps begin to progress down. Down to the final 2 laps that come by here out of turn 3 and 4. They'll only have 2 to go as Markham tries to slingshot it around, trying to make a little bit of a pass in this one too. And you can just see how tough it is to get that char recentered off, get it refired back in, and making sure you have a good chance of possibly getting something dialed up there. Onboard camera here for Devin Markham, as you see a good look at what the 14 and the 69 are up to here. And just how close that wall is to both drivers here. They don't know when that possibly could be an issue when they smack that wall. I'll tell you one thing, if you smack it, it will destroy your car quicker than you know it. White flag is out now for heat number 1. Oh, and just like that right there, he actually gets a piece of it as the 14. He's trying to recenter it off. He gets a recenter, but he costs himself dearly having to cut it across Markham to try to hold him back. Off of turn 3, down in turn 4. One last thrower by the 14. Not enough time. The 69, Nick Kern, the Pennsylvania native, will win it here in heat number 1. And a drag race to the end there between the 14 and the 43 sees Shriver hold off Markham, Hofford, and Sloanaker, rounding out your top 5 in this one. 5 more to go in this one. 1 more heat coming your way. Here is your race results here for heat number 1 though. Star-studded lineup coming up in heat number 2, but Nick Kern winning this one out. Driver getting 2nd, 3rd to Davin Markham, 4th to Matthew Hoffert, 5th to Justin Sloanaker, rounding out your field there. Heat number 2, to gridding order and staging. Please, let's get down to business, shall we? So here we go. On the pole, the number 2, Brian Stang. Well, the only guys right now that can try and knock down Davin Markham off his podium, if you will. A win here tonight will help him get closer to that as they learn to get to Bristol Dirt Track next week for the finals. Eric G. Gando will be in the 51 to his outside. Row number 2, Joshua Godinez in the 74. And then to his outside, Aaron Clark, the number 19. Final starter, Chantel, the throttle paddle in the 5. We double them up back in the deep into the field, into the zone. Pennsylvania, time to see some more action, time to see some more racing. Off the front straightaway, they'll lead them off here. Now looking for the green. Green flag is out. We're back underway. Off the start, coming out of turn 1 and 2 here. Immediately staying going straight to the bottom end as Eric Gann rocks the outside line, getting a good run off on the banking. DMR Customs 51 trying to hold down Mr. Stang in that number 2 Metal Militia machine as he looks to get the Dirt Devil ahead. Off the corners they go here, down across that back straight on that front straightaway here. Every driver for themselves is Godinez. And the 5 is shut up. I'll have a little bit of a thing here too. Joshua Godinez, the 74, got a little tap there from the 5 as the 5 tried to straighten it back out. Might still be working out a few of the kinks down that race wheel there. She told me earlier she's got that thing dialed in on asphalt, but it seems like when she gets on dirt, it seems like she's having troubles. She just needs practice, she said, though. Like everything in life, things come with practice, things come with just a little bit of work out there. As you see Brian Stang showing you how much practice he puts down on every track. Trying to fight it out there with the 51. Holding back a little bit here, I would say, not trying to drive it in too deep. Every time we go around these places, you know, you see that black slick burn off even more. It just hurts the car more than anything. It gets you all loosey-goosey and a little out of control. And that's what these drivers definitely don't want to see or hear about. But again, you know, that's kind of what makes it racy, is you got to watch yourself and find the line to hit. That backstretch opening too, I'll tell you one thing. That thing has collected more drivers, I think, and officials, and myself included, than I think anybody has around here. And what do I mean by that? Well, generally, if you drive it in a little too close, a little too far, sometimes you forget that wall is there. the rear end will snap back on you and actually tap it, but the only way to get some good speed is to actually run that wall in. You can see the indentation as they came out of turn 2. That's where that opening is. And the 2 now with a big slider coming up, drives right in, up in the air. Gann trying to make a move. He backs off, let him get some speed built back in there. I'm not so sure Gann's going to appreciate getting that little love tap there, but I mean, that is racing. Rubbing is racing. Especially on a track like this, man, you're just going to have to really dive it in deep and hope for the best that it sticks. And that's exactly what he's going to do right there. Big slider coming out of turn 3 and 4. Doesn't quite clear it, but it's enough to get him ahead of the race lead. New leader in heat number 2. Stang managing to pull off the big upset there and get a little pass on by on the corners. Now looking to start on the first row in the main event. This is a good way to do it. This is how you get it done. Aaron Clark trying to charge one last run down. Oh! Gann and him getting right into it with one another. Gann, I think, was slowing down a bit, trying to get the car to stabilize back. And that rear end took a little pound in there from the 19 Superman Autism Awareness Machine as we go to the white flag now. White flag is out, and Godinez sees a little white in his front field vision. He's trying to take him down here. Looking for one more pass, coming down out of turn 3 and 4. Not enough time. Brian Stang actually will win this one as well. Godinez coming away 4th. Chantel Bottle with a 5th place position, but Aaron Clark 3rd and Eric G. Gann 2nd, rounding out heat number 2. A strong showing there from the drivers and the battles that have raged on. But now it makes you wonder, you know, are they going to be able to keep this going, keep this one fielded in as well as they have? That remains to be the question. But here is your race results now. Brian Stang wins this, 2nd going to Eric G. Gann, Aaron Clark 3rd, 4th Joshua Godinez, Chantel Pottle 5th. Round out the field. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are getting ready to get this one fielded in, to get this one going here. We are set for the A main event. A main, brought to you in part by our good friends over at the PTM Racing TV store and PTM Racing TV YouTube. Be sure to head over to our YouTube channel there at PTM Racing TV and subscribe over there to catch all the action. If this is your first time on the channel, actually here, be sure to like and follow us up here on Facebook, and our Twitter and Instagram handles as well. It would be appreciated, and we would love nothing more than to see you guys over there. So thank you for your time here tonight, race fans. We do have 2 broadcasts coming your way here as well, as we now prepare to do battle here for the A main event on the pole. Let's take a look at this one. The 6'9", Nick Kern to his outside. That'll be the 2 of Brian Stang. Row number 2, it's going to be the 14 of Christian Crusader Shriver to his outside. The 51, Eric G. Gann. Row number 3, it's going to be Mr. Davin Markham to his outside. It will be the 19, Aaron Clark. Row number 4, it's Matthew Hoffert, and the number 84 is outside. The 74, Joshua Godinez. Final starters, Dustin Stoneacre, the 66, and then the 5, Chantel Otto. Parade lap in, race fans. Time to dig in deep and make them stick. It's A main event time for the PTM Racing TV Dirt. PTM Racing Dirt Series now coming at your way here on the TV end. Let's get it down and get to racing, boys. Off the start here, there's going to be a bit of bumping and banging, that's no doubt about that. The question is who will be able to master the runs and master the field here as they work them down the back straightaway, a little 3 deep. The Davin Markham, the 43, looking to try to sneak his way in, trying to get something going here. Oh! And Chantel, the throttle Apollo, getting a piece of some of the drivers down there as they were breaking in hard. Caution, caution, caution. A4 getting a little piece of that as well here. Let's take a look at the PTM Instant Replay and find out what happened here. Watch very carefully. This is one thing you're going to notice all day long is just how much they're going to have to try to swing them in and try to break. That's the paperclip style of this track. It's a danger zone. It's a very tough little spot to hit up. Now, generally in a sprint car or a dirt late model, you can usually use the speeds around to actually swing it in a little bit faster. But, you know, for these kind of cars, you really got to watch yourself and really be very particular on your aim and making sure you're not getting a little too aggressive there through the corners. That is the big thing a lot of these drivers are going to have to struggle and fight with here tonight. Field working their way around under caution here still at the moment. Everybody cleaned up and back into the position so that they should be. Packed crowd on hand here tonight here in the stand. Just saw a little earlier on. Also our good friends on the Facebook live stream as well as on our YouTube end afterwards. Always love hearing from you guys. Always love seeing you here. That's why we love to do these shows and kind of call these actions the way we see it. Double and filed up, 5 deep back in the field. Chantel Throttle Power getting the EOL is going to be a little bit of a naughty girl. She has to start in the back. And Crusader Shriver told me earlier today, by the way, this is the last time he will use the wheel he's been using. He has got something brand new coming his way this week, he said. And he cannot wait to talk about it and show it on the track. He says hopefully that is the thing that finally gets him back into his peak performance as we get back to the action here off the start. Everybody trying to get these things to turn in, trying to get them to corner up as good as they can. And you can just see how hard it is already, even on a little bit of a fresher clay surface. This track will just not give you what you want. You've got to work for it here as they come off out of turn 3 and 4. Nick Kern, the 69 New Holland machine, going to go to work there on the number 2. Metal Militia, Brian Stang with the advantage. He's trying to diamond it off there off the bottom end then to the top side. Whereas you see the 14, he's going straight into the bottom. He's going to try and literally slingshot it off the rhythm. That's certainly where most drivers get their speed, get their best handling from as they go 3 wide saloon there out of turn 4 there. 4-car battle for the race lead, Stang, Shriver, Kern, and Markham, while Gann, Godinez, and Clark follow from the rear. And Stang's trying to play a different line than everybody else, trying to keep his position in. He knows he can't run the bottom as well as some others around here, so he's trying to hang in there. It looks like Kern got a little piece there from the Crusader. I'm not sure if he was just trying to drive him hard or what happened there. Boy, did he get a little bit of him, though. Coming on the inside, we got a battle for the race lead. Down across the bottom lane here, nobody giving an inch, no one giving any chances here. It's do or die for these drivers, and they know there is not a lot of time left in the season. Remember, they only have, whoa! Eric G. Gann gave a little piece of him at Davin Markham there out of turn 4. Man, this track layout is just completely tearing up and bumping some equipment around here. That's just how tough it is to survive around this track. If you're a fan of old, good, fast, and hard racing and a little bit of some bumping and banging, well, I think this might be the track for you. As Kern gives a piece to the 14, maybe a little payback to him for earlier. Probably not in Kern's mind, but in the Crusader's mind, I don't know, maybe he thinks that was kind of deserved or not. Well, I think for sure they better not get their tempers flying up around here. You better keep those cool, boys and girls. Joshua Godinez now the number 74. We watch onto his onboard camera here as he works it in 3 wide. So there for just a brief moment from Markham and Gannon himself. Coming off the straps here on through the turns. Everybody looking to manufacture and build up a little bit of speed. There is a lot of laps still to go and time running out and bring away. Looks like the 5 of Chantel Powell having a little bit of a fight there with Matthew Hoffman, the 84. Looks maybe trying to go the 14's route and maybe go a little bit bump and bang in between. Hoffer tries it way too far up into the high side. Couldn't quite get it to stick there, unfortunately, and that might have cost him a little bit as Nick Kern continues to fight it out there with the Crusader Shriver. Looks like he changed his lineup too. He's gone from the bottom end to the high side. He's going to try to actually, instead of a slingshot method, what he's trying to do is he's trying to run the top cushion, try to get a run up there. There's some banking up there. If you get it timed just right, that top side will actually give you a lot of run, and you'll actually get the rear end almost like straight out like a bolt, like an arrow, and you can build up a lot of speed up there. Eric Gann, the 51 right now, still trying to stick to the bottom end as the 43 of Davin Markham continues to fight him out for it. Down across the strips here, the 14 a little bit in the inside lane. Not sure what happened there as they come around across turn 4. Whoa! Out of turn 1, big trouble there. Eric again. Markham involved in that one. Caution. And the 14, his season just can't seem to catch a break no matter what he does on the track. The whole front end suspension destroyed in turn 1 and 2. Here's the PTM instant replay. Let's find out what happened here. Looked like he tried to drive it in too deep on the bottom, kind of drove it up high, and I don't know if Kern maybe got a piece of him there, or maybe if he just drove it way off, but that's hard to tell from that angle. I don't think Kern tried to drive it in as hard as he was trying to do. I think it just kind of was one of those unfortunate, kind of caught him off at the wrong time moments. 14 kind of drifted up there, and Kern did back off. You can hear him actually brake as the 14 went into that position, so I don't know, maybe the 14 lost steering or what happened, but I do know one thing, that car is totaled and it is destroyed. What a tough break for the Crusader and the 14. Came out here, was running so well this season to start, and then this last half of the season, seems like he just can't catch a break to save his life. Right now, currently down in pit road, he's trying to get towed in and trying to get a bits repair done. The field will continue on, though. There are no stoppages here in this race. We're going to continue the fight. We're going to continue the show. They say the show must go on. Well, the show will always go on. 23 laps remain on the restart here. Brian Stang, the only man right now that can knock down that 483 real tree of Davin Markham. If he's going to do it, he needs a win here tonight, and then he needs another win at Bristol Dirt Track with Markham to finish a few spots back. Here we go, back to the restart. Slingshots it right out of turns 1 and 2, right out of the gate 2, Brian Stang. Getting a little bit in there with Nick Kern. Kern, I don't know how much he's going to appreciate that one. The 43 firing back off on the bottom lane. Now looking to try to slingshot ahead of both of them. Have to drive them in a little bit deeper, trying to hold their line in. Every driver for themselves here as they continue to push the momentum up and push the fire ahead. Through the corners, down the ends here, the 43 Markham going straight back to the bottom line. Kern trying to do a little bit of what Stang is doing, trying to keep with this draft. He feels as though if he does not get that draft to work, he will lose it. That is one thing we have noticed here before. If you can't get a draft line here figured out, this place can actually hurt you more than anything. Yeah, believe it or not, these cars can draft. I actually have experienced it myself. Just drive, even if you had a little bit of a bad turn, if you could get it right behind somebody, these things actually could pick up a little draft at the clean air, and it pushes them way ahead and back into the fight zone. And then at that point, unlike NASCAR, back when you have to try to figure out how to pass from the inside or the outside, who cares? You can just throw a slider and just go for broke. Steve McDonald saying, go Chantel in the chat here tonight. Well, she's not too far out of it at this point. She's going to throw one little slider there down the bottom end of the 51 of Eric Gann. Gann, though, keeping his cool, keeping a good run off, managing to pass his way back on the inside zone. The only lady of our sport right now looking to show just how well she can handle the nerves, how well she can handle the corners and the turns. Gann trying to hold her back, though, as Matthew Hofford looks to sneak his way back on the inside area. A lot of positions to make passes, a lot of ways to make runs here. As the field right now currently straightening them out, kind of stretching them off a little bit. And it appears the Crusader is back out on the track here. The 14 finally back up there, and I don't think he's too happy about that little circumstances he had. Can't say that we blame him on the show. That's one thing we know around here is anything can happen, and it certainly will happen. Whoa, 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 whoa. Little trouble down there, unfortunately, and for the number 5, loses a lot of time and ground as the 14 sneaks his way right past her. Not sure where the situation popped up there, but she actually lost it down in turn 2, it sounds like, from the producer's end. Markham desperately wanting to get a position here too. He knows if he gives anything up to the 2, it could be disastrous come next week. His season championship is on the line. He's had a good season so far, winning a couple of races and having some great position fielding in these top twos. But again, Stang has been right there from the start, right there from the beginning. The only difference is it's just been a little bit harder to win around here as a big slider is thrown, bottom shelf, top shelf, but not. But the Pennsylvania native says, I know this track too well. You can't fool me here, Markham. He's seen a little too much of that around here. He knows how the sprint cars and dirt late models work with this place. Very well executed, but just was not timed well enough to keep that front end literally behind you. Joshua Godita is now trying to get a little bit of that draft off of Aaron Clark as they field him back down the back straightaway. This track is all but tore up. The bottom end is gone. The middle is starting to fade. The outside's the only thing they got left to work with. And around these parks, that's not saying much. Field coming across the stripes here. Still everyone looking for broke, looking to go big and go home. Matthew Huff for the 84. Still hanging in there, looking to possibly give one last fight around here with Eric Gann. The Spy GoPro 84 Camaro trying to fight it in around the other Chevrolet Camaro there. The MR Customs 51 build machine of Mr. Eric Gann. Carter Markham still at it here right now, and the lap's winding down. I gotta believe Brian Stang is loving every minute of this. He knows he doesn't have to worry too much about these drivers getting up to him and trying to take his race lead away, but just to give you an idea just how hard some of these guys are working those wheels, just trying to make them stick. You can just see that 43. He's driving it extremely hard, getting it to work harder than ever, but it just still will not go in the way he wants it to. The speed is there, the run is there, but it's just not making the pass. As I say that, throws a haymaker, a big slider up top. Oh! And Kern gets a piece of Markham. Markham threw it in a little too deep, a little too hard. And Markham managing to get ahead of Kern. Kern was going up high side. I think he was trying to bring it back to the bottom, but the track did not allow him to get down there. Holy cow, that was a hard little run there, Kern. I don't know how well he's going to take that exactly. I think if anything, he's probably a little bit more focused on trying to pass him than nothing more. Final 10 laps now for Gus Stewart. We're coming to the end here, boys. Look at Godinez. He's currently working his way in as well, trying to fire it in. Wait a minute, caution. Caution down there. The 5 and the 84 kind of caught up in this one. Not sure what happened exactly here. Take a look at the PTM Racing replay and see about this one. That last caution might be the killer for some of these guys here. Let's take a look. Hofford, he just drove that thing in way too deep. That slick catches him, and the 84 tries to bring him back down and around. Hofford actually gets stuck there into the wall, and the 85 trying to avoid it, as well as the 66 of Dustin Sodaker. Poor Sparky, he couldn't get out of that one in time. So Field now is going to stretch this one out and put this one to a near end in a fight, to say the least. Field is ready. And this could be our last one of the night. Who's going to win it out? Stang right now does not want to be where he's at, especially with Markham right there. Here we go, though. Off the start here, a little bit of bumping and banging. Everybody trying to stay under control. Nick Kern already swings it back down the bottom end. Markham not knowing where he's coming from. Kern looking for an advantage here, going straight to the inside. Comes for the big pass. Swings it down right in the inside zone, and right now it is go big or go home for these drivers. Nobody giving an inch. Markham knows he's got to hold on to that second place spot if he wants to make it that much more difficult for Stang. But Kern wants a piece of revenge. You can see the damage on that right side. He don't care. He'll throw the haymakers if he has to. Send it straight to the bottom. Trying to get the stick on the end there. But we got a bit of a pile up coming out of turn 3 and 4. Back him down, and everyone's slowing off the pace again. while we were in that mess and that madness, folks, there was actually something that happened down on the track there on the back straightaway involving the 14. Take a look at this and just see what happened here. Remember something I said earlier about that backstretch wall? Well, take a look at this. 14, you can see our Crusader trying to get a good run down. Watch this, though. Drives it right in. And he just taps the rear. He gets the rear end to smack in. That thing just completely takes a lick and a beating there. And unfortunately for him, that caused him a bit of a ripple in that run and in that race. Here was the final part of this one, though, that actually caused the full caution to come out. Watch this. They link him down that back straightaway here. The 5 and the 74 just kind of clipped in there. They're just, again, that's just hard fought racing, but Eric Gann gets in there and everybody else kind of piled in. Everyone all over the place trying to slow him down. Williams Grove Speedway is definitely showing its fangs and showing how tough it is to win around here. That is for sure. So here we go. Green-white checkered attempt. Number 1. Can they get this one in? I certainly would hope so. Here we go. Now this is where things get interesting. They're going to charge quick on that bottom. You already see Kern's going to try and sneak his way on the outside there. 14 going to get back on the track here. Kern down on the inside, I should say. Right back on through the field. He saw staying on the outside. Makes the run. Kern to the inside. Here comes the run down on the bottom. Can Nick Kern put the Pennsylvania New Holland 69 ahead? The native looks to fight it out, but Stang's going to put the bumper to him coming down the front straightaway. White flag is time by. Markham needs this. He's got to stay with the run, stay in the field. Clark and Godinez don't want a piece of him as well. Down the back straightaway, staying with the run. They'll fight him off around out of turn 3. Down in turn 4. It's a drag race coming to the end. Here they come to the finish line. Who's going to get the advantage off the corner? Staying with just a little bit more. And the middle militia, number 2, will win at Williams Grove. Kern with a close second. Markham just fought off for 3rd. Aaron Clark 4th. 5th going to Joshua Godinez. And what a race. Oh, yes, sir. Brian Stang once again advantaging to escape with the win. It may be the biggest one this season for him because now he's a, whoa, oh, good lord. Safe for getting tagged there by the number 14. I don't know what that was all about, but nevertheless, Stang getting a victory here, and honestly, maybe the biggest one of the season for him and his crew. He knew he needed that one more than anything, and he got it. Final results now as we're about to close this one out, presented by our PTM Racing TV YouTube channel. Brian Stang wins it. 2nd going to Nick Kern. 3rd to Davin Markham. 4th to Aaron Clark. 5th Joshua Godinez. 6th to Chantel Toronto Pottle. 7th to Eric G. Gann. 8th to Matthew Hoffert. 9th to Dustin Sonaker. And then finally 10th to the Crusader Christian Schreiber. And Steve McDonald saying the Crusader could keep, the 14 couldn't keep his right side tire on. No, he could not, that's for sure. But nevertheless, race fans, appreciate tuning on in for this first one. We got one more race coming your way, so stay tuned as we get ready to show more. But ladies and gentlemen, I have been your host and producer here tonight. We have one more coming your way. Right Tech Coatings iRacing Pro Series R-Evading Southern Cali Auto Club Speedway is the next on the hit list. We'll see you there in just a few short hours. For now, though, please be safe. God bless. Take care. We love you guys from the bottom of our hearts here at PTM Racing TV. Thank you for tuning in.